Hello, welcome to a special mini episode of Guide to the Unknown where we want to introduce you to something really cool and new that we're doing over on our Patreon page. So you can find all this info at patreon.com/GTTUpod, but let us spell it out for you.
Yeah, historically, our Patreon page hasn't really had anything going for it. It's just been a place where people can donate to help us out.
Yeah, just being nice, basically, and thanking us for doing the show for free every week.
But we've decided to revamp everything by creating a couple of tiers. We've got two of them. Our entry-level tier, which is for a minimum of $1 a month, is called the Mysterious Benefactor tier. That's what we've done historically. Like, if you want to donate, that's purely out of the kindness of your own heart, and we thank you so much. But now, we've got a new $4 tier, minimum of $4 tier, for all of you to become Netherworld warriors. And what this does is this gives you access to brand new bonus material from Guide to the Unknown that is just for you and you alone.
That's right.
And to kick everything off, we have started a brand new Patreon exclusive podcast called the Netherworld Dispatch.
That's right. It's like a spin-off of Guides to the Unknown, and you can listen to it either on the Patreon page as long as you're one of our Netherworld Warrior donors, or there's this cool fancy thing where you can take a custom RSS feed link, put it into your podcast app, and then that'll cause that monthly exclusive podcast to pop up in your regular old podcast app just like everything else does.
It'll sit right alongside Guide to the Unknown the way that you've always listened to it if you're a podcast listener. But of course, everything will always be available to you on patreon.com/GTTUpod. And to kick everything off, we've got our first episode of the Netherworld Dispatch, which is something a lot of you have asked us to do. It's our thoughts on the brand new movie, It Chapter 2. Kristen and I recorded it the other night. It is, quite frankly, a feature-length conversation.
Yes.
Dissecting the new movie, all the new stuff, all the new rules of Pennywise, everything that happens in it. What did we think? What is our opinion of this movie? It's the first of many things that you can anticipate if you become a Netherworld warrior. So make sure you go sign up on patreon.com/GTTUpod. And this is very important. If you're already one of our patrons over on patreon.com/GTTUpod, you also have to make sure you click Become a Netherworld Warrior. Otherwise, you don't get access. It's just the way Patreon works. Yeah. Even if you've been hitting the minimum of $4 a month, you have to select that tier specifically. So make sure you do that.
Right. And if you go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/GTTUpod, and you're already a donor, look at the posts on our page, and there's a post with links explaining to you how to do that. But just make sure you do it. It's very important, and follow the instructions exactly, because it's a little confusing.
Right. And again, these tiers are based on minimums. So you can write in whatever number you want, but the Netherworld Warrior tier is for a minimum of $4 a month. But once again, it's going to get you the Netherworld Dispatch, which you can get right on your phone. And you know what? Why don't we play a clip from that conversation right now just to give you a sample of what we're talking about here. And while you listen, go to patreon.com. I know we keep saying it.
Yep. Just in case.
patreon.com/GTTUpod and sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of cool bonus stuff in there. And, well, here.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Hello, and welcome to the Netherworld Dispatch. A Guide to the Unknown joint only for people who support us.
That's right. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Yeah. We are so happy to be able to give this back to you.
We thought we might take a little time. Kristen and I both just saw It, Chapter 2.
Yep.
I wrote down a bunch of notes of things to talk about.
I wrote down some notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know this
I didn't want to forget, not unlike leaving Derry and you forget all about what happened. I was worried about leaving the movie theater and forgetting about what happened.
I gotta say that as much as I did not like this movie, I keep thinking about it.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't really been.
Really?
No. I thought about it when I got home. I did my usual deep dive into as much stuff about it as I could find out. And I've pretty much since moved on.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was just yesterday.
I think
I watched Signs, like, pretty much as soon as I got home.
Yeah.
So that's been taking up space in my mind since then.
Sure.
It pushed out It.
Okay. That makes sense.
Do you like
Signs?
I love Signs.
Yeah.
I was just talking with my friend Sarah. We went to dinner. It gets dumped on a lot.
Yes.
It's great. I really enjoyed it. When I was watching it, I was like, they're two totally different kinds of things. But I was like, this is a movie. This is making me feel something. Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where when you're watching it, you're like, ooh, right, this is good. This is a good performance, this, that. When I was watching it, I was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, this is happening. That's happening. Fine. I said to Will, I wish there was a word that wasn't as pretentious sounding, but it really sums it up. I was unmoved by it. I was just kind of like, I didn't hate it.
No.
I can't say I liked it. I was just kind of like, all right, this is all going on. It's, every once in a while I'd be like, what? Or every once in a while I'd be like, that's cool. But I feel like there were times where you could tell that other people may have been, or you were supposed to be having a swell of emotion at something, whether it's getting pumped, getting scared, or getting upset. And I felt like nothing. Yeah. It was really, really strange.
I completely agree. There are a lot of things that happen in the movie that are not only designed to elicit an emotional reaction, and I think most of this movie just runs on the steam of like people's delicate emotions, which is weird.
Yeah.
But it really made me feel like a robot. Because I felt nothing.
William.
It was like I had to pinch myself to even figure out whether or not, like, had my nerves died in my body.
William, that is so weird. We're so similar. I really felt the same way. I was like, I'm just not feeling anything. No. I didn't feel like, oh, what the hell is this? Or whatever. I was just kind of like, all right. And
I was
really
numb.
I was like, numb. William, that's so funny. It's so strange. And I wasn't even, I hate a long runtime. I've talked about it before. That didn't even bother me. I was unmoved altogether.
Kristen, I couldn't agree more.
It was so weird. I was expecting to be like, this is so long.
No.
I was kind of fine.
It moves. I think it moves very, very well.
Yeah.
I will say I was sufficiently entertained. Nothing that was happening was giving me any sort of rush, emotion. I did not feel fear. I felt nothing.
No.
But I enjoyed the way that the movie looked. I enjoyed the people in the movie. I could have watched more.
I could have too. Actually, even though this is a strange thing to say about something that I am so like, if lukewarm might be too warm on, so nothing about, I actually think this movie would be much better served as a TV show.
Couldn't agree more.
Which means more of it. And so you would think that I wouldn't want more of it. But I felt like it was very choppy. Like it was vignette-y. I didn't like that they split off into their individual things. And I think if it was a TV show, that would make more sense and feel less isolating. Like I didn't feel like their movie had a real flow or like a rising and falling action to it. It was just very all over the place.
Yeah, it was probably one of the most unappealing ways they could have handled the structure of the movie.
I know. Very weird.
And weirder still, given that. So, for people that have seen It Chapter 2, they know what we're about to talk about. For people who have not seen It Chapter 2, we're going to spoil this movie with reckless abandon.
Yes.
And spoil it, we did. The conversation continues from here for more than an hour.
Yeah.
This It Chapter 2 conversation is like an hour and 20 minutes, something like that.
Right. My ideal movie length in a perfect world.
Oh, that's very true. And you can get it right this second if you go and sign up and become a Netherworld warrior. Not just that, to sweeten the pot, Kristen and I sat down and we played a video game called Outlast. Horror in video games is one of my favorite things, but I also think it's kind of a blind spot for me, for us, in the world of horror. So we wanted to experience a popular horror game. We did a little playthrough and looked up a bunch of stuff about it. So you can watch a playthrough of us playing this game Outlast on Patreon right now as well. And again, there's just the kind of stuff that you'll get if you become a Netherworld warrior. If you want to stick to the minimum of $1 mysterious benefactor tier, we also thank you so much. Either way that you choose to support Guide to the Unknown, we salute you. So thank you all so much. We'll see you over on Patreon or in the regular free show. It'll still come out every week as normal.
That's right.
And until next time, we must travel.
Back to the Netherworld, go we.